First, we had Zemo. Then we had the Vulture. Then came Killmonger.
And then the epic
Thanos. Now Thanos. If there is ever a reason, if there is only one reason for you to watch Avengers Infinity War, even if every other reason, it's your favorite character, you don't care about, there's one reason to watch this movie. It is Thanos. One of the best villains.
The best villain Marvel has ever.
Yeah, that's not even a question. He's my favorite villain that's ever been introduced, ever.
Just amazing.
He's perfect.
Josh Brolin did a master job.
Yes.
On this
Let's give a little clap to Josh Brolin here.
No golf clap.
Beautiful. Just beautiful, sir.
Wonderful.
I love how they first introduced him. In the very beginning of the movie, all you see is his silhouette and you hear his voice. So you don't even get a chance to see him. You just, silhouette, deep voice. I've got Thor on my hand about to crush a skull in.
Yeah, I was
you
about to
already know
say,
what
he
you're
has
getting when
Thor
this
in his hand, and Thor's sitting there, like, struggling. He's, like, half knocked out.
You already know what you're getting when this guy takes out one of the most powerful.
He takes out gods.
Hulk. Boxes him. He straight up outboxes him.
without the gloves.
Yeah, just...
Take out the two heavy hitters without the glove, man.
Yeah, well, he had the Power Stone, but who cares? He didn't use it.
Yeah, he didn't need to use it.
Did you know that he weighs almost 1,000 pounds?
Who, Thanos?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, how do you fight somebody like that?
I don't know. No idea. You're literally getting hit by a ton.
Yep. Jesus. That's a lot.
Yes, the character development of this villain just kind of actually blew me. They shouldn't even call this the Avengers.
It's just Thanos.
Yeah, the
Thanos.
rise of
I think they would
Thanos.
just call it
The rise of Thanos.
But I mean, you've been getting like at the teasers, Avengers 1, Age of Ultron,
scenes.
Guardians of the Galaxy. You've been waiting for this guy, and you finally got him. So that should hype you up enough, really.
Yeah.
And you don't really even need to know his backstory, to be honest. Did you go that he was cybernetic? Some people don't. Some people still don't, and they've watched the movie. Right?
Is he in this movie?
He don't see it, right? But he definitely is. What happened to his race? Oh, he nuked them all. He killed them all. How did he do it? How can he control the gauntlet but not the rest of his race? Stuff like that.
Yep.
So,
one of my favorite things about Thanos is it, and this is really a stark contrast. Get it? Stark contrast.
All right, okay.
Get it?
It's over.
Get it? Okay.
It's over.
All right.
Jeez.
Sorry for you listening. Is how he was willing to go and that extra step and sacrifice lives,
Yeah.
almost like Superman in Injustice, right?
Yeah, he's ready to make the hard decisions.
Right. He's willing. He said, you know what? I will kill for my ultimate goal. Think about like Captain America. How he was willing to give up his whole life, his love life, but he's not willing to kill. I mean, he kills plenty in the movies. He shoots people, and he has the guns in the war and everything.
he does what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Right. But Captain America wasn't willing to risk Vision's life. We don't
trade
sacrifice
We don't
lives.
trade lives.
We don't trade lives. And then
Thanos
Vision says the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then if you think about, other characters very similar, Spider-Man notoriously just traps his villains and sends them to jail.
Yeah. Notoriously.
Scarlet Witch was willing to kill Vision only when presented with no other option. But here's the thing though, she waited too long to do it. And that decision ultimately backfired. Here's Thanos. Now, just out of the blue, hey, you have to kill Gamora. He's like, well, if I must.
Yeah, you
dead.
think there's nothing that he cares about. You think Gamora,
Yeah, even Gamora, she was
she's
taunting
happy,
him.
taunting.
Yeah,
He turns around with that tear, you're like, oh, you're gone, man.
Yeah, it's over. He was sitting there. He was all sad and and I love that realization
That's
moment.
something you weren't expecting.
Yeah.
Gamora's death? I was not expecting
when
that.
Gamora, I just love that moment when Gamora was like, yes, this is it, you've lost, and then he turned around, and you just see that little meme tear
You're
come
like,
down the
oh,
side of his
no.
face, and she's like,
So obvious.
How great was that
was like,
one scene where you see him meet Gamora?
you see if
with the Reality Stone?
Yeah.
Where he has the Reality Stone.
Yes, and what I liked about that, all right, this is kind of off, but what I liked about that, you see the Leviathan, I think you call it, the giant things that were in New York.
Leviathans?
Leviathans, yeah. You see those float around, and you realize they were in New York, and the Avengers took that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see like some kindness to him. He takes the one like this lost girl, gives her like a knife, teaches her how to kill. And it was cool because he turns her away from like the slaughtering of her people. He's like, nah, focus on this.
Yeah, look.
I'm teaching you, you know. Yeah, that was pretty cool for me.
Yeah,
he has a heart.
I have a challenge for you guys. Name 5 characters, other than the very, very, very end, where he snaps his fingers. So I don't call that technically killing because it was the Gauntlet's power.
Yeah.
But before that, give me 5 characters
That aren't in the main.
that Thanos killed with his own hands.
Oh, 5?
Yep.
Right, is there 5 in this one? All right, well, okay.
Okay.
So,
Two
with
right in
his
the
bare
rib.
hands?
With
or
bare
with
hands.
the weapon?
Well, you got
like-
Loki.
That we see.
Loki straight up.
Loki, 1.
Okay, there's Loki.
And then don't forget who else was on the ship with Loki that he stabbed in his
That
chest.
wasn't him.
Okay, well, that
wasn't him, though.
Heimdall.
Heimdall.
But that
He
wasn't
killed-
him
he
that
killed
stabbed him.
Heimdall.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
He walked
sure?
up and goes, "Oh, you made a bad choice." Click.
Oh, that was
Right.
him. That wasn't him.
So
Dead.
there's Loki, Heimdall.
There's 2.
Vision.
Yep, he
Yeah,
kills
Vision.
Vision. Yep. Now you're at the end of the movie.
All right, jeez, man.
Where did he
Gamora.
go?
Right?
Kills Gamora.
Those are off a bridge.
Yeah,
All right, okay.
not Cliff.
Cliff. Cliff.
A very large ledge.
All right. No, that was with the gauntlet. Does that count?
With the gauntlet, does it count?
No.
What are you talking about?
Technically, he killed Drax and
No, he didn't.
Mantis.
No, he
he
didn't. No, he just used the reality stone.
All right.
To turn
A
them.
great ode to a comic.
Yeah. Dang, I can't think. All right.
You would think that everybody on Nowhere, right? But you technically didn't see it because that could have been the Black Order that did that. But it was Thanos.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. Who else? I can't.
Well, I mean,
This is what I'm talking about because it's even if you find like 2 other people and we eventually remember it.
Yeah.
That's a low kill count. Okay, he kills half the universe. That's not what I'm talking about here, right?
Yeah.
But this is a very low kill count here,
Mm-hmm.
right? Think about he is such an iconic villain with such a low kill count. He does things even to this point. Star-Lord tries to kill Gamora. I like you, sir, Thanos says. Tony
was a good
Stark
scene.
tries to kill Thanos. You got my respect. Thor, hey, you put up a good fight, man. Whatever, you should have hit me in the head. He stabs him in the heart. Hey, I got something to tell you. Should have killed me in the head. Not even mad. Okay, this part right here, it was the ultimate Thanos moment in the entire film for me.
the end when he gets stabbed. So.
The Scarlet Witch destroys Vision.
God.
Okay? Now, Scarlet Witch has to see Vision die twice. Let's just put that out there. That's hard. But he walks up to Scarlet Witch and he pets her head. And he's like, I understand you, my child. You have all this pain. Throughout the whole movie, you have this almost Buddhist-type Thanos who is so, I don't want to say understanding, but he's kind of an enlightened villain. Mm-hmm. He is very patient. Very...
You barely see him get mad in this movie.
When did he get mad?
The only time he actually got mad was the final fight.
When?
When Quill kept messing with him, and then he finally got frustrated with everybody and pissed off because they were on top of him, and he was like, all right, this is it. I'm
Throwing
ending
the
this
moon.
fight.
Throwing the moon at...
And that
Throwing the moon.
Throwing the moon.
Yeah. See him-
Okay, that was it. But dog, when he did that to Scarlet Witch, and I'm like, oh, she's dead. He just like walks past him.
Yeah.
Every one of the Avengers that came after him,
He knocked him out.
dude, one punch hit. I'm in an
Captain
anime.
America should have died.
I'm in an anime.
Right? He said, no, I understand you, my children. My children. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I'm blown away by this character.
Yeah, he was
That's
good.
on the head.
Not
Just
typical.
reverses time and just...
And that's just a great thing. Like anytime that something would not go his way, he'd end up making it go his way. But while it tried not to go his way, he would just sit there and go, "Okay," but no.
Very calm.
Like, he's like, "Yeah, that's
calculated.
very."
Even when he's freaking like...
Yeah, he's sitting there. He
torturing
walks
his
up.
people.
Yeah, like they're
That
he during the fight, right? How many times during the fight do you see a facial expression other than just a little bit of, "Oh, I have to put a little more effort"? There's no anger, or there's no
A few times, but we just mentioned
menacing.
the-
Yeah, we
the
mentioned
few
but like,
times.
there's no like menacing like hatred. There's
Yep.
he's just straight faced, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna get
he's
this done
calm
now.
when he's like getting what he wants, like with the Power Stone.
Yeah, when he
putting
gets
it
the
to
Power
Thor's
Stone,
head,
there's no.
when he's torturing Nebula.
When Gamora fake stabs him in the
and
neck,
he's just like,
and
I
he
forget what
goes,
says.
"Oh, I knew you loved me." This
she's-
this is great, and he's
Yeah.
laughing. What a great threw me off.
Yeah,
I was like, I knew it can't be this easy.
Yeah.
It cannot be this
Gamora's
easy.
the one to do it, man. Too. Gamora and Nebula are like, I feel like
Do you know
if you were to die
in the comics,
or Gamora or Nebula, because you hear him say Nebula tried to kill him on my ship,
and she nearly succeeded.
And she nearly succeeded, bro. Like,
did you know that in the comics she actually won though? Nebula, she won, got the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah,
and then
after he basically boiled her skin off.
Yeah,
Just turned
he
like
turned her into a
bleached
zombie.
he
white.
had her with him, like everywhere he
as a
went
trophy.
To. Yeah, gross.
Yeah, so he was just a perfect villain. I loved him. He was very cold. Not cold. He was very calm, collected, and he was ready to do what had to be done.
Great moments. I really, you know what? That moment when he's in nowhere, that was so character and character development and so iconic. When he just bloop, that was all fake. It was all like a false reality, and I did it to see, how much you really cared about your old pa. Right? Did he really just do that? He did.
The boyfriend.
No, the boyfriend.
One thing that got me mad about that, I mean, like, for like character development, like for Drax, really, you hear him say Thanos has killed like my family and my daughter, and you think there's about to be this big freaking showdown. Nah, just go to sleep, falls over.
Yeah, but that's kind of the dilemma here though, because Drax isn't a super powered being. He's not.
Yeah,
he's just a brolic, very
and I was
good
wondering,
fighter.
he knew they were there when he
yeah,
fell.
he's brolic.
I was wondering, oh crap, what is he gonna do to the Guardians? Because I mean, they're not even. I mean, the Guardians are good, but I feel like the Avengers could take them out easily. Like what's about to happen here?
Right, the anticipation of how are they gonna die?
He looks, he's just like, and just turns around.
That's it.
And like, oh, what is he gonna do?
Yeah, like
Nothing. He didn't do anything.
That's the problem because like Drax isn't like he can't punch Galactus in the face and break his jaw.
Drax is a destroyer.
That's the problem. Drax is a good warrior. He can fight normal things. Like put any T'Chari in front of him, he'll end it. It's over for that, right? But Thanos is just on another plane, and that's also the kind of funny part because Drax is like, I can do this, and then he's like,
no, I can't. You can't take it.
No.
I think the ending sealed it. Just sealed it. He has the hero's ending. Mm-hmm. Right? Every hero at the end of all these Marvel movies, what do? They go sit down in the sunshine and eat, shawarma.
Shawarma, yep.
And it's always like that kind of ending. And what was his ending? Sat down and watched the sun.
He has such a crude mindset, too. He's just, hey, don't worry, only half of your Earth survive.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you guys any resources or give you extra planets
you have
and stuff.
all the stuff you need.
I'm going to kill you guys instead.
Just going to kill half of you so that there's more space.
Very interesting choice by, was it James Gunn? The directors here?
Yeah.
Yes.
To Guardians of the Galaxy. No, you mean for this movie? Mm-hmm. That was the Russo brothers.
Oh, the Russo brothers, right. James Gunn was the Guardians. The Russo brothers. They got rid of Lady Death, and you're like, okay, well, how are they going to make Thanos a great villain? And they showed every aspect of his character that helps you understand what he is thinking. Yeah. Even as to, well, what was the precedent? What started this? What was the trigger? Right? Titan. What was the stressor? His Titan, his home planet, and it died. He ultimately destroyed it. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, hey,
it's still
self-fulfilling prophecies.
The reason he did it was, the reason still stood. Too much.
Wait, actually, what was the actual reason for him to? Because we see he's obsessed.
He was
with
just
death.
a glorified hippie.
He just sat down. He was just thinking that.
He was. What happened is they were overpopulation and all that. The problems of overpopulation. They were consuming all their food, all their resources, all that was going. He was like, we need to take care of this, and how we can take care of it is killing half the population.
And he even says so to Gamora. He goes, now their bellies will never be empty. Their bellies will always be full.
But you do actually see, I know they were still developing him, but you do see a different Thanos throughout those credits, in the Avengers credits. It's the court death. You see the dude smile, smirk, and then in Guardians of the Galaxy, he's threatening Ronan, I will bathe the Starways in your blood. He doesn't seem like that in this movie. I guess he's been through different things throughout that.
Or maybe he was just setting a different, perspective to him, because he doesn't want Ronan to respect him or love him. He wants Ronan to fear him
and give him the freaking Power Stone, because that's the first one that he wants.
Yeah, he was like, hey, you're gonna do this for me or you're dead. That's it. He didn't want, hey, my child, go do this, because Ronan to start with was an asshole. Sorry, but he was mean.
I have a really kind of a cliffhanger question in a way. We all saw Thanos get the gauntlet. Well, he put on the gauntlet at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
No, that was
That was Avengers.
Avengers 2,
Two,
at the
yeah.
end of Ultron. That's what I was thinking. Whew. Okay, now, my question is, when exactly did he get that gauntlet? And if we go back to this movie, the dwarf said that Thanos killed off the dwarves, left him after he got his gauntlet. However, the dwarves should have been protected by Odin, who Odin was on Earth after Loki sent him there. And then Thor went out through the universe and he said that the cosmos was in disarray. It was people were, what did he say? He said it was pure chaos across the 9 realms or something like that. Mm-hmm. Now, where in all of this did Thanos get that gauntlet in this timeline? Because it had to be after Odin was sent to Earth.
Because I think Odin's like powerful enough to stop him.
He is.
Yeah.
Odin can beat Thanos.
Thanos waited for Hela to disappear, for Ego to disappear, and for Odin to disappear.
That's right. Ego can destroy Thanos.
That's right. And Ego wanted to do the same thing, except if half the population disappears, then there goes Ego.
Well, I know Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't happen that far from Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I think that's just like a few months after. So, but like there are like timeline differences throughout the movie, because I know Ant-Man takes place before this movie, like the next one. So that's
the next Ant-Man.
Yeah, it takes place before or during maybe.
I think it takes place. Oh no,
Ant-Man
it would
and the
take
Wasp.
place before. It would. It makes sense. Or maybe it would take place after Avengers 4. But honestly,
well, the next movies are Ant-Man, Captain Marvel, Avengers 4.
Yeah.
I'll say so.
And Captain Marvel takes place
Or maybe it
in the
would be.
90s,
Maybe
right?
it would
With
be
the
in the-
Kree invasion.
Yeah. Well, it's the Skrull.
Skrull.
I know there are Kree in there though.
Oh my God, they're bringing the Skrulls in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she's half Kree, I think, right?
She's
Yeah.
half Kree. Yeah. Well, not. No.
Yeah, she's half.
So
When her
really,
DNA, Hold the story.
So really, that's actually a pretty hard question because I don't know, continuity error. I don't think
it's a continuity error. I think for Marvel, who's been planning this since 2008, I don't think they have a continuity error. I think they're too thorough with this. I think what's happening is maybe they're going to explain it in the next movie, because I'm pretty sure they're going to find Thanos and try to whoop his ass for doing all this.
Well, sure.
Yeah, they're going to be like, you did this, you killed all these people, we hate you, time to beat your butt, right? And I think he's going to find a way to incorporate an explanation like, this is why I did this is how I did this is what led up to this. Or maybe somebody else is going to explain that. And because I think this is because I feel like they're going to introduce eternity or some type of God-type being. Because in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, when Peter gets enlightened by Ego, he sits there and he's launching back and he sees all this and he's like, what do you see? And he says eternity. And I was like, that's weird. Why? Wait.
Well, they also introduced Adam too, but that doesn't mean he'll be
too.
back in
Yeah.
Avengers.
God, man, I wish he was
Adam.
in this movie.
But then that would be too obvious of an ending.
Yeah.
Marvel's not.
for the fans.
That's why I'm talking about, like, what if eternity is the because, all right, you wipe out half the universe, a god's going to notice. Some type of
That is very true.
an ethereal being that's like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be making sure something like this doesn't happen. Who did this? And then he's probably gonna,
What about the Watchers?
they
just sit back
watch.
and watch.
They just
That's
watch.
all they
That's
do?
their job. Yeah, no, literally, their job is to document what happens, and if it's interesting, they bring it back, and if not, they stop watching and go somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah,
Forbidden to interfere.
they're forbidden to interfere. There's only been one, I keep forgetting his name, who interfered in the main storyline, and that was it's comic book thing.
God, that's so much like
Yeah,
Green Lantern.
yeah. The Watcher was like, I will not let Galactus destroy this planet. And was when Galactus was coming.
What's your favorite Thanos moment from the movie?
Yeah, what was yours? I forgot to ask.
Oh, I already said it was when I thought that he was going to kill Scarlet Witch or do something
and then
to
he
her.
just-
Oh yes. Yeah.
And he tells her, "I understand." I'm like, I was so blown away by that.
like she was in a
He was
a teen.
consoling her.
Yeah.
You realize that? He was trying to make her feel better. The main villain of this movie.
Yeah, some guy. What was yours?
Honestly, I feel like I'd be Thanos' son if he asked me to. He just seems like a cool guy.
Nah, I
He
don't
actually
think they
does have
would.
a son in one of the comics, but that's for
think they
another
would.
Yeah,
story.
that's for another story. My favorite Thanos moment in all of them, the scene when they're all on top of him and he's trying to
Oh, yeah.
explain. He's sitting there and they're holding him and
On
he's
Titan.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Hey, where's Gamora?" And he's like, "I had to do it." and you can still see sadness, even though she's trying to put him to sleep and seduce, like keep him down, right? He's sitting there and he's like, you see the pain. He's like, she had to go. I'm sorry.
Willing to give up everything.
Yeah, and then he broke out and he
What about yours?
beat everybody.
I think mine is with yours, really. Him showing up and they're all like there. Banner's like, Cap, that's him. You see him, he's about to like wreck shop. They're all running at him. Just get out of my way. Headed for like just the one goal, the last stone.
He made the Hulkbuster face the room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You hear like it's basically silent, right? Like you can't hear anything while it's happening. Cap's just there screaming. Just get out of my way. Should have died.
Can I give an honorable mention? When he outboxed the Hulk.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my second favorite.
Just
really.
what a great way to introduce him. I mean, just from the very beginning. Doot doot doot. Done.
You had to get something in there to show you how this guy is for real, really.
Yeah.
Oh, he
And he is throughout
Oh,
the whole
he
movie.
was.
One goal. You're just in my way.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I also liked how Peter Dinklage was a dwarf and he was also taller than everybody. Just a little
I don't want to talk
honorable
about
mention.
him because if there's a reason not to watch the movie, I think it's Peter Dinklage.
What?
I just
I loved him as a dwarf.
hated.
I
his
loved
acting.
him.
I'm gonna talk like a dwarf. That's very deep
Yes,
voice.
that's what dying means. I mean, come on. That was a pretty good
That was
line in the
really
movie.
funny.
I love that part, but that part was made that way because of Thor. You're gonna die if you do that. Not if I don't. What?
But
Okay.
that's-
Okay.
That's what dying
That's
means.
not how that works, but I'll agree. No, but I loved him. I don't know what your problem is.
I did
They
not
needed to wait
like
for
it.
Thor to get his
I love
hammer back.
I love the I love just the I loved that
He
kind
didn't
of.
need to change his voice. Try to change it.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded forced, completely forced. Had he used his regular voice, it would have been the greatest
yeah.
cameo
I see what you mean.
ever.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool.
All right, I
When
get it.
when you notice that there's a voice change, it's bad.
Okay.
Better than
Unless,
Matt Damon's.
and we're not talking about when Star-Lord changed his voice on purpose, because that
Oh,
was
yeah, that was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
Well, like, yeah, all right.
This is not a dude. You're a dude. This is a man.
Yeah, this is a man. Are you mocking me?
Okay, I think that's all we got.
All right, that's all we got.
This was Gabs.
And Hector.
And Jaylin.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Deuces.